Welcome to episode number 83 of Success Superstars and my special guest today, Jason Ahlers from JPAR.
Hi.
Hey, Jason, welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. You know, I'm so excited to kind of unpack a little bit of your story. Now, before real estate, what were you doing?
Railroad. And
So we're talking about the big railroads where we're doing shipments and stuff all across the country.
yes, sir. BNSF.
Yeah, that's a major major industry. You know, Warren Buffett, I was reading recently, talked about one of his leading indicators was railroads. You know, how many railroads are occurring or not occurring is one of his leading indicators of the economy.
Oh, yeah. We see it firsthand before anything happens. If there's a downturn, we'll see it in the loads being transported to the stores.
Yeah. So what did you learn from the railroads that has translated to your real estate practice?
You can tell real quick when a market is going to be downturning. So luckily, when something was happening on the railroad, whether we started laying off engineers or conductors or something like that, I could always translate it to something going on with the housing industry because it would slowly take effect every single time.
Right. There's a direct correlation, and Warren Buffett identified it. So you and Warren Buffett have a similar characteristic.
Oh, yes.
Now, yeah. Now, moving into your real estate practice, obviously you're very successful, and I think this year you're going to do a number of listings, 100% from referral.
Yes.
Is all of your business from referral?
No, I do some marketing. Marketing is, but I don't market myself. I market my listings, try to make sure my clients have the best coverage possible. And when people see that, it tends to bring in business anyways. And so it's a time saver for me working purely referral. I try to stick to it as much as possible, but everybody advertises when they need to.
So when you market these listings, what attracted me to some of the success you're having is you're doing some very unique targeted marketing with your listings. Tell us a little bit about how you might select a venue to promote a listing.
It depends on the listing. If there's a unique quality to the house, if it's a significantly high-end luxury home, then we will target a cigar aficionado. If it's on a golf course, I'll select publications and websites that are geared toward the golfing community that do advertising on their web pages and magazines. I always boost ads and do targeted marketing on Facebook to those groups also. I never do broad advertising. I always want it targeted to a particular group, people that are looking at realtor.com, something like that.
So you have a very, in a sense, singularity of focus of your target. You know the audience for that listing, and you find unique ways to advertise and promote it.
Yes.
Yeah. So your sellers love it, and the repeats have started to show.
Yes.
Yeah. So as you look back over the last year or two, is there anything that you would be doing differently?
Not really. I mean, this year's been really a good year. I'm doing I really wanted to swing into commercial more than what I was doing when I first started with JPAR, and that's kicked off. I've got about 7 million in listings on the commercial side right now. So
when you say commercial, what segment of commercial do you mean?
Multifamily, and I've got a couple buyers looking for retail right now.
So, but mostly multifamily. Is that where your kind of specialty is driving?
In numbers of listings, then yes, multifamily would be the higher end, but buyer-wise, I'm dealing with more retail and office space people.
Right. Now, in the multifamily, are you seeing a lot of investors coming in to look at those particular opportunities?
Oh, yes. Investors are huge right now, especially out of the California markets where they're paying 5% cap rates, and they're wanting to get out of that to capitalize a little more on the income being driven here.
Right, for sure. Now, are you attracting those clients in a different and unique way, or how are they coming to you?
Those clients I usually get from my advertising on LoopNet and CoStar. Mm-hmm. I've got a lot with the duplexes that I've got are all on CoStar. It gives me a lot more, a broader audience than what MLS is going to give me and Realtor and Trulia.
Right. So as you look at expanding your, I call them residential. So you have your kind of residential practice and you have your commercial practice. What types of training and learning have you done to broaden your expertise?
I try to hit everything I can. If I find a commercial class or title companies running extra classes on commercial contracts, I don't miss a chance for a commercial contract class. There's too much involved with it. And I've also done some online college training also, just so I can hit up anything that I wouldn't get from a title company or extra training outside of JPAR. JPAR's had several good commercial trainings with our other brokers, and those have been invaluable.
Yeah, so that's awesome. So what's the next couple of years look like for you?
Busy, very, very busy.
Regardless of the market. So regardless of where the market goes, you know we've made money in up markets, down markets, sideways markets. So you're not concerned necessarily about the market. What you shared with me is, you know, how you approach the market depending on the conditions that are happening. Is that true?
Yes. I've been through 2 downturns in this business, and while the economy might have had a bad year, I've never had a bad year. And it all depends on how you position yourself into the situation. If you go into it being realistic and you have a good client base before we get to that market, you're not going to have a problem.
Right. You might have to work harder.
You might have to get out and do a little farming and footstepping door to door. But usually, if you've got the reputation behind you, you can get past it. It's not a problem at all.
Yeah. You might have to work harder. You might have to be more resourceful.
Yeah.
You have to, you know, adjust.
Might have to do some personal marketing for yourself.
Yeah. So, well, great. Well, any last words of wisdom for the audience before we wrap up?
Educate yourself. Learn everything you can on anything you think you may not do. Go learn about it anyways.
Learn about it and then execute.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there we go. Well, I am so glad that we spent some time together. I appreciate you sharing your expertise with the audience, and we'll see you soon on another episode of Success Superstars.